Alright, so here's a test of my new hands-free camera. You might see a bit of my face pop into view here. It's okay. Wanted to show you a improvement that I came up with finally. I decided to try it on a customer's transmission with their permission. Normally a 911, 912 transmission, 901 style, has a ton of slop in it. This one, this is my jig, this is my tail cone I use, this is their actual gear stack. I had to modify a lot of stuff in here, and I'm covering that up because I don't want somebody copying my ideas. But it's in gear right now, and you can see most of that play is actually, there we go, is actually my tool here, and you can pop into the next gear and see how much that is. Not much at all. It's neutral. Pop it in. That's fourth, I think. That's fifth. It's a real hard one to do though. And it's hard to do on the bench. This is a lot easier with a big stick shift in the cabin, so I mean, gotta kind of play with me here there. But let's see, that right there. Look at the shaft is it's not moving. It's really this apparatus that's loose. This part. That's third. That's second. So, as you can see, I took out a ton of the slop. I'm going to edit this, if I do it correctly. This will be the second part, but I'd already done the work to prove that I could do it. So now what I got to do is get a stack together that's all stock, and I'll show you the inner workings of right here and where the inherent slop is with these, and why no matter what you do from this rod out, you still cannot get rid of all of the engineered slop that's in here without doing a ton of work. This prototype has taken me about 6 hours of fiddle farting around, so it might get quicker as I do more of them, but you got to custom fit and do a lot of custom work on the inside to get things to work. But I thought y'all would enjoy that. Okay, so here's a couple of parts I cobbled together. I had a worn out plate and some rods from the inside so you could see how the mechanism works. See, this is U and neutral. All the rods are lined up, and as you rotate this part here, that would be your stick shift in the cabin, you're rotating this guy through its arc. One problem that I have when I ship these is sometimes this little piece right here will rotate all the way out and fall out of this holder right here. This thing holds it in place with these two tines, which you can kind of see inside. Let's see here. Might be hard to make that out. So anyway, the inherent slop that I talk about in these transmissions is fairly obvious. Right now there's no internal parts to hold these rods in their orientation completely, but say it was adjusted completely correctly, like I pulled everything together, it's all lined up, and I just shifted into gear right there, right? And look at all that play right there, and that's all going to translate to worse play in the cabin. Put it back in neutral. Oop, a little far. Like I said, these rods are rolling. This is just for illustrative purposes. One of the harder places to get the slop out is actually your 2-3 gears. Any of you 911, 912 drivers are going to know that, because when it's in gear, which will be right there, look at that. Look how much play that naturally has back and forth. It's insanity. I can't believe it's that much. And then you put it in the fifth, fourth, it still has a ton of play. So compare that to what I just spent a couple hours correcting, and you can see basically made it more of a gated shift kind of situation. We'll get some report back from the owner after he installs it and drives it.